So what we are going to discuss today is about the Lifebuoy, and I've already covered the MOB marker in a separate video. So if you have not watched, please do watch that. And this is also very important. We are taking all the SOLAS requirement and regulations for Lifebuoy, and so I have taken the exact extract from the SOLAS. So you may not go on to the numbers and codes written over here, but we'll be focusing on exactly requirement and what we have to answer to the surveyor. Okay, so it says that it has to be so located or distributed that it must be readily available on both sides of the ship. So as far as practicable, there is an open deck extending to the ship's side. So you see that in MOB marker I have already covered in the previous video that there you find that it is on the bridge wing. Okay, both the side, at least one on either side, port and starboard. So here also it says at least one shall be placed in the vicinity of the stern. So at least one has to be there in the vicinity of the stern, and so stored as to be capable of being rapidly cast loose, so that we can rapidly cast loose it, because as soon as there is a man overboard, it is, I would say, a very dangerous situation and not permanently secured in any way. Okay, it must not be secured permanently in any way. It must be cast off so that easily we can cast it off. At least one lifebuoy on each side of the ship shall be fitted with a buoyant lifeline. So one has to be with a buoyant lifeline, so that if the person catch holds of it, so that you can tow that person. Complying with the requirement of code, equal in length to not less than twice the height at which it is stored above the water line in the highest seagoing condition, or 30 meters, whichever is greater. So what has to be the length of that line? So it is here, it has to be equal in the length to not less than twice the height at which it is stored. So means if at a height it is stored at a height of, suppose that 10 meters, so it has to be 20 meters. Okay, in the lightest seagoing condition, and that we are calculating from the water line. So it will be in the fresh water, or 30 meters, whichever is greater. So whichever comes greater, it has to be there. So at least 30 meter should be there. Not less than one half of the total number of lifebuoys shall be provided with the lifebuoy self-igniting light. So it has to be half of the lifebuoy must be self-igniting. Not less than two of these shall be provided with Lifebuoy self-activating smoke signal. So it has to have that self-igniting smoke signals, complying with the requirement of so and so, and capable of quick release from the navigation bridge. Lifebuoy with lights and those with lights and smoke signal shall be equally distributed on both sides of the ship, and shall not be the lifebuoy provided with lifelines in compliance with the requirement of this paragraph. Okay, so each lifebuoy shall be marked in block capitals. So you must have seen there must be a writing of the Roman alphabet with the name and port of registry. So there we have a name and the port of registry of the ship on which it is carried. Okay, now so again it is mentioned here, you see it is in regulation 7 of chapter 3 of SOLAS. So now here you see regulation 22 in again personal life-saving appliances. So here we have the requirement that how many lifebuoy we are supposed to carry for as per the ship's dimensions. So when we talk about a passenger ships, that we have under the 60. So if the length of the ship under 60, the minimum number of lifebuoy is 8. When we have 60 to 180, it is 12. When it is 180 to 120 to 180, it is 18. 180 under 240 is 24. 240 and over is 30. Okay, notwithstanding 60 passenger ships of under 60 meter in length shall carry not less than 6 lifebuoy provided with self-igniting light. So not less than 6 lifebuoy has to be have there with self-igniting light in under 60 passenger ships which are less than 60. Now when we talk about regulation 32 in the same chapter 3 lifebuoy, So here you see for cargo ship. Okay, so for cargo ship, when we talk about length of the ship, that is under 100 it is, the minimum is 8. So there you find is it was 60, here it is under 100. So we have 100 to 150, it is 10, 150 to 200, it is 12, 200 and above, it is 14 Lifebuoy. Self-igniting light for Lifebuoy on tanker, okay, shall be of an electric battery type. So self-igniting Lifebuoy which are there on tankers. So the igniting that light that is coming, it has to be of battery type. Okay, in chapter 2, when you find in 2.0 one Lifebuoy specifications they have given here, mentioned here. So outside diameter to be not more than 800 mm and inner diameter of not less than 400 mm, to be constructed of buoyant material. It shall not depend on rushes, cork shavings, organolulated cork or any other loose granulated material or any air compartment which depends on inflation for buoyancy. Be capable of supporting not less than 14.5 kg iron in fresh water for a period of 24 hours. So for 24 hours, this Lifebuoy has to support a weight of 14.5 kg. Have a mass of not less than 2.5 kg. So its mass must not be less than 2.5 kg. Not sustain burning or continue melting after being totally enveloped in a fire for a period of 2 seconds. Be constructed to withstand a drop into the water from a height at which it is stored above the waterline in the lightest seagoing condition or 30 meters. So at whatever height that we have already discussed previously, how much should be the height? The height from the waterline to the position it is stored. So double that or 30, whichever is greater. So it must be able to withstand a drop from that height. If it is intended to operate the quick release arrangement provided for the self-activated smoke signals and self-igniting light have a mass of not less than 4 kg. Okay, and it need to have a grab line. You must have seen around the Lifebuoy we have ropes so that other person can also catch hold of it, or someone if holding the Lifebuoy, the other can easily grab it and rescue that person. Grab line not less than 9.5 mm. So the grab line diameter is given, it is not less than 9.5 mm diameter and not less than 4 times the outside diameter of the body of the buoy in length. The grab line shall be secured at 4 equidistant points. So it is secured at 4 equidistant points around the circumference of the Lifebuoy and to form 4 equal loops. So you will find 4 equal loops. So if you see the diagram of the Lifebuoy, Lifebuoy self-igniting lights. So self-igniting lights required by regulation so shall be such that they cannot be extinguished by water. So these self-igniting lights which are of battery type in case of tanker, which we have already seen, so it must be of so that it cannot be extinguished by the water, be of white color, so and capable of either burning continuously with a luminous intensity of not less than 2 candela in all direction of the upper hemisphere, or flashing at a rate of not less than 50 flashes and not more than 70 flashes per minute. Okay, with at least the corresponding, so either the two case can be, so it has to be white in color, intensity has to be 2 candela in all the direction of the, and flashing rate should be 50 flashes and not more than 70 flashes per minute. Okay, be provided with a source of energy capable of meeting the requirement, okay, for a period of at least 2 hours. Okay, so it must be for 2 hours. Be capable of drop test, we have already discussed, it must be able to have the drop test. Lifebuoy self-activating smoke signal. Self-activating smoke signals emit smoke of a highly visible color at a uniform rate for a period of at least 15 minutes. Okay, when floating in calm water. So it must be able to give smoke for 15 minutes, okay, in calm water. Not ignite explosively or emit any flame during the entire smoke emissions. We should not be able to emit any flame or smoke. Not be swammed in a seaway. continue to emit smoke when fully submerged in water for a period of at least 10 seconds. So when also it is submerged in water also, then it must be able to emit smoke for at least 10 seconds. Be capable of withstanding the drop test required by the so and so. Okay, so we have already covered this. Be provided with a quick release arrangement that will automatically release and activate the signal and associated self-igniting light connected to a Lifebuoy having a mass of not more than 4 kg. When we talk about buoyant lifeline, so it should not be it should be non-kinking, so there should not be any kink, having a diameter of not less than 8 mm, so it must not be dia of 8 mm. So the earlier with what we talked was Grabeline, okay, which in case when you find it is 9.5 mm in diameter, okay, for Grabeline. But for buoyant lifeline, so it has to be 8 mm in dia, not less than, having a break strength of not less than 5 kilonewtons. So it has to not have a break strength of not kilonewtons. So we have already covered all the requirements covered here, whether it is of diameter, outside diameter, inner diameter, grab line, at what all points, what has to be the diameter of grab line, about point lifeline, what has to be the diameter of point lifeline, the braking strength for the buoyant lifelines, what are smoke signals, at what intensity and flashes it should give, what color of it, how much time, how much kg of weight the Lifebuoy should be able to support for how much duration. So all these things we have covered, and I hope it covers this topic of Lifebuoy, and it is often asked. We've also seen number of Lifebuoy that is carried as per the length of the ships. Thank you so much.